So this is the Samsung Odyssey Neo G9 G95 NC57-inch monitor, and this monitor have one big problem, and it's blooming in the HDR picture. Local dimming causes blooming, and it's very strong. The monitor comes out of the box with most presets with max brightness, and very often this picture enhancers on, and it causes a lot of bloom. It took me 2 days. I have the screen now for 3 days, and it took me 2 days to understand how the blooming behavior and the aggressive dimming behavior from the screen works. And you can reduce the blooming very low or remove it almost and keep the same picture quality. I show you now how the blooming behavior and local dimming works and how you can reduce it. Oops, sorry, 1 second. Oh, here. And we look at the HDR local dimming test to see blacklight and blooming. And you see it now, it has a very high blooming. What you can't see, I think, oh no, you can see it, I see it. It's here on the left and on the right, the black, and the dimming is not correct. It's here black, total black, and here it's so lightning gray and white and black gray. This is the monitor. It's a problem for him, but you can change it when you go to your monitor settings, and basically the brightness in the monitor, only the brightness in the monitor changes this, controls almost the blooming. When you put it very low, the blooming goes almost away. Okay, now the screen is very dark and you can't see anything on the screen, and it looks maybe not so good. Maybe it looks still good, but you can get back the brightness without increasing the blooming. One setting would increase the brightness in is the HDR slider in Windows. It has almost no effect on the blooming when you put it, when you change it to max allow, the blooming doesn't change almost nothing. So I recommend it, put it to the highest setting, because we need some brightness back. Another setting what increases the brightness and the contrast without increasing much blooming is in the NVIDIA control panel. Oops, wrong, where is it? Oops, still wrong, sorry. Where is the NVIDIA control panel? The gamma, and yeah, the gamma setting increases the brightness but doesn't touch or change the blooming. You can use it to get some brightness back. The brightness slider in the NVIDIA control panel has not really an effect on the blooming. It doesn't touch it much, but it changes the background lighting. When you increase it, perhaps I need to, 1 second, sorry. So okay, when you increase it, black is not anymore really black. It goes to a gray, washed out black, but no blooming it's no blooming really. When you put it to the lowest value, no blooming, but you can't see much. And contrast has doesn't do much. Max or low, it just looks a little washed out, but you don't have, it doesn't touch much. So what you do, to calibrate your screen. First at all, make sure everything is here default in the NVIDIA control panel. And how to change your screen setting to get a good and nice black, a very nice dark black without blooming, and a good to okay brightness. So first of all, I will recommend to reset the monitor back to factory settings, to default settings. Then make sure the energy shave modes or dynamic lighting in these settings here are off. Then go to this, make sure adaptive sync is on, and you have your refresh rate set to what you want. Then go to the screen settings and choose a preset. There are differences between the presets. You can set the same settings in every preset, so they are all the same. And when you now change the presets, you can see on the screen it's still a difference between the presets from contrast, brightness or color. So brightness to 0 to eliminate the most of the blooming. Nice. Was macht YouTube? Was macht mein Handy? Contrast is the highest default. It has no effect on the blooming. It just makes the screen washed out when you reduce it. Sharpness, you can set sharpness to whatever you want, what looks best for you. Color, basically what you like most, or when you want to calibrate it. So local dimming, the screen works best out of the box with no dimming or just low dimming, but I wanted to get it to work with the highest dimming settings. This is because I have 0 brightness to get it work, and with the highest dim settings you get a very good dark black and still have not much blooming. I recommend to set all other screen enhancers first off. You can put it later on when you like. Color temp, default or warm one, what you like more. And the rest to 0 gamma and shadow details. So the next step is open the Windows HDR calibration tool. You can download it from, how can I close this? You can download it from the Windows Store, and now you run it once after you set up your screen. First cases, you do everything here, and then after this it's go for the fine-tuning in the NVIDIA panel. You can copy my settings when you like, but you can calibrate it by your own when you go to YouTube and look for some tests where you can set your gamma, brightness and contrast right and check for blooming. Currently I have 50% brightness. This is a default. I have contrast higher, so much higher. I can still see white differences in white in the test videos, and gamma, I increased gamma a little to give some color and brightness and back to the screen, because brightness is very low in this in our setting, in my screen setting. And I put then on off later with the presets. I compared it, and it's not so much difference in the brightness, but it's much better dark, also dark areas, black dimming, and of course no fucking blooming, because there was so much blooming. Even when you have brightness on 10 and put on contrast local dimming with HDR on, the UI on my game has so much blooming. It was crazy. Also no, it has no blooming because I want my own screen settings optimized, but before it was unplayable. So after 3 days, I have the screen for 3 days now, and 3 days I put working in to get it, to find a setting I like and can play with HDR. This game doesn't support HDR out of the box. It has no HDR implementation. It is a Windows HDR, and it still looks very good. Has very nice darks on the side. You cannot see it very good with the phone because the phone can't record it accurate, but it's so far very good, and I hope you can get something from the video and maybe can get rid of the aggressive blooming and local dimming behavior of this screen. It's otherwise the screen is not bad, very sharp because it's 8K resolution. Okay, then thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.